Let's do this thing, bub. One last time. Hey everybody, I'm Gino Reynolds from The Real Gino, and today we're going to be talking about what could potentially be Hugh Jackman's last time as the Wolverine in Logan. In the not-too-distant future, mutants are, for the most part, extinct. Logan has watched the majority of his friends die and still cares for an alien Professor Charles Xavier. He spends his days making money to pay for the professor's medicine and drinking himself into a stupor. He has lost all hope. Mutants have become an afterthought in the world. A new mutant has not been born in years, but the professor keeps having visions of one coming to them. Logan needs some hope, and it comes right to his doorstep in the form of a young girl, who is very much like Logan.
What is she?
Beneath the stain.
She's like you.
Of time.
Very much like you.
I've been waiting for this movie for a long time, so when I had a chance to see it early, I had to jump on the opportunity. Well, I can tell you that I really like this movie, and I mean a lot. It wasn't everything I wanted it to be. Since I didn't get a lot of the things I wanted in this movie, I'll let you know what those things are so you won't be expecting them as well. I know I said in my Real Road Warrior video that I wouldn't say anything about this stuff, but I felt like I owed it to those fans that may be expecting things and be let down by these things not being there. I wouldn't want you to miss this amazing personal movie because of other hang-ups. First, there are not many other well-known characters in this movie. We don't get any cameos from any of the former X-Men from the other movies. There's no costume, no final battle with Sabretooth, no Mr. Sinister, and no, there is no Deadpool or a time-traveling Cable to, let's just say, bring a part of the future back to the past for future installments. That being said, I say these things with a disclaimer because when I saw the screening of this film, they didn't have an after-credit scene attached. The filmmakers have confirmed that there will be one attached to the theatrical cut of the movie, much like the second after-credit scene that was added to the end of Deadpool after the critics got to see it. So, I know this isn't an official Marvel Studios movie, but I would advise you stay after the credits, because while it's your decision not to stay, given that it's a stupid decision, I've elected to ignore it. Now that my very minor issues with this one are out of the way, we can talk about how great this movie really is. The first reason this movie is so great is, of course, Hugh Jackman's performance as Logan. He plays him as a hopeless, angry, and worn-down man who is only a shell of his former self, at least at first. We finally get to see what a real motivated and violent Wolverine is like. We got glimpses of Logan's berserker rage in X2 and the Wolverine, but nothing, and I mean nothing, like this. I'll talk about the R rating in a bit, but let's just say that we finally get to see that the Wolverine is the best he is at what he does because he finally gets to let loose with those adamantium claws of his. While we don't get everything we would ever want from the character in this, Hugh Jackman is so great in this that the little things don't matter anymore. If this is his final time as Logan, and I really do believe that it is, this is the way that he needed to go out. While a lot of the focus of a lot of reviews will be on Jackman's performance, we can't forget that there is another great performance in this as well. Patrick Stewart brings us a very different take than he has ever brought us before as Professor Charles Xavier. This is a very bitter and sick version of the character. While they don't specify what his exact ailment is, I would think it is some form of dementia. Even back in the day, we knew that Stewart was the right actor for the job. His performance in this film just cements that claim. The breakout performance of the movie belongs to Daphne Keane, who plays Laura, or X-23, whatever you want to call her. While her character plays into an all-too-convenient plot device, that part can be forgiven. Let's just say that you'll be surprised that this is her first feature film. If you were impressed by her in the trailer, you will be even more so after seeing the movie. I came out believing that her character was as dangerous as the film wanted me to believe. There are many questions on whether or not this movie is part of the X-Men movie timeline, with references to the first X-Men movie as well as a plot device from X-Men Origins Wolverine. Don't worry, it's not that one. It's pretty clear that this is part of the official canon. While at first I was a little underwhelmed with the villains of the movie, the Reavers, in the end I was okay with them. For the story that's being told, having too many overpowered villains wouldn't have fit the tone of the movie. This is a Wolverine past his prime, so to have him face off with a bunch of super mutants wouldn't make any sense. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't any super mutants. Sorry, I'm not going to spoil that one. It leads to a pretty big plot twist that I will not ruin for you, except maybe in a new episode of Spoiled, which I'll release after the movie comes out. When it comes to the R rating of this movie, from the first line coming from Hugh Jackman's mouth, you know that this is going to earn it. When it comes to the violence, it's visceral, brutal, dirty, and bloody, just the way it should be in a Wolverine story. While this movie is totally for the fans, it is also just a great movie. The story is personal and heartbreaking, yet in some ways hopeful. The violence is true to the character, and Hugh Jackman takes the role that he was cast in 17 years ago and gets to play it the way it needed to be played, especially if he's playing it for one last time. As always, thank you so much for watching. What did you think of Logan? Did Hugh Jackman get to do everything you wanted to see him do as the Wolverine? Feel free to comment out down below, give this video a like, and subscribe to the Real Gino YouTube channel. But remember, it's only just one guy's opinion, bub. I'm Gino Reynolds from The Real Gino, and I'm the best there is at what I do.